So here lately I was thinking about getting a new Chromebook since my Samsung one is getting pretty old, and I went back to using the Chromebook Duet 5 to see how it was doing. And while it does have a lot of good features, I feel like there's a couple things you may want to consider on whether it's still worth it in 2024. Let's first talk about some of the good stuff. Normal price is just under $500, but you can find it as low as $350 in some places. Good thing is it comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage, so pretty good in my opinion, even in 2024. Now the screen size on here is one of the largest that I've tested. It's got a 13.3 inch OLED display with 1920 by 1080 resolution. It's got good viewing angles. It's plenty bright enough at about 400 nits. And it seems to have pretty good screen quality, so it should be good for watching movies, typing out papers, doing some research, or playing some games. And one of the best parts of this Chromebook is going to be the battery life. We're talking over 11 and a half hours in my battery drain test, which is probably one of the best out there compared to other tablets I've tested, which is nice to have a really large screen like this, plus good battery life. So you don't always have to be near an outlet to keep it plugged in or anything like that. But when you do need to charge it, it's got a USB-C port on each side, so that's always nice to have. As far as software goes, you can still get a lot of the same apps on here that you would get on most Android tablets from the Google Play Store. But to me, sort of a bonus with Chromebooks is you can get the web version of a lot of the apps, which is going to make it feel more like a laptop. It actually works better than some of the mobile apps in some cases. And as far as software support goes, I believe you have about 7 years left on here, which is a huge advantage when compared to Android tablets. Nice thing is it also comes with USI stylus support. It also has a slot there on the back for your pen holder. I'm not sure where I put mine. I feel like it would be a little nicer if it attached to the side, similar to what you see with Galaxy tablets from Samsung, but still a nice option to have if you plan on taking notes or just moving around the software. The keyboard itself is also nice and large and pretty easy to use. I like the trackpad. Overall, feels like good quality as far as the keyboard goes. It would be nicer if it had backlight keys, but not really a deal breaker since I know you would get less battery life. But then sometimes it's nice to use a keyboard on my lap while watching TV or that sort of thing, and that's sort of the downside with this keyboard. It's just a little too flimsy where it connects to the tablet, so it'll get disconnected by accident a little too often for my liking. It works fine if you're using this on a table or desk, but if you want to use it on your lap like a regular laptop, you might want to look at some other options out there, or just look at a regular Chromebook laptop that's going to have a little better sturdiness to it. It also makes me realize I don't think many people would use this as a standalone tablet without the keyboard. So while it's nice that you can detach this to use as a tablet, I might actually prefer if it just folded back like some of the other 2-in-1 laptops, but of course that's going to be a personal preference. Performance-wise, this might not be the best out there. It's got the Snapdragon 7C Gen 2 processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM with 128 gigabytes of storage, so that's actually pretty good even in 2024. The Geekbench scores are somewhat similar to the Galaxy Tab S7 FE, just to give you an idea of what it compares to. I know when this first came out, the gaming wasn't that great on it, but after several updates, it's playing much smoother than before. Probably depends on which games you're playing, but Asphalt 9 and PUBG Mobile play fairly smooth on here, and it seems to be a good option for some light or casual gaming. Now, one thing to keep in mind when gaming, this is a pretty large tablet. If you're just using the touchscreen, it can be a little bit more challenging to reach everything, but if you connect a controller and play games that way, it's actually pretty nice to play games on here. It's also nice you get a quad speaker setup. That could be a little bit louder in my opinion. Probably depends on what you're watching or listening to, but it should be loud enough for most things, especially if you're using this indoors. But here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. Now, as far as cameras go, I didn't think the cameras were that good of quality when it first came out, and even after updates, I still feel like this is probably one of the weakest points to this device. So while technically you could use this for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls, I feel like you're gonna get better results just using your cell phone. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what to expect. So as you can see, it does have some pretty good features and feels like pretty good quality still, even in 2024. So if you're looking for a Chromebook that turns into a tablet, I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of other options better than this one, but I also feel like if you want something a little more sturdy that you can use while it's sitting on your lap, you may wanna look at a more traditional 2-in-1 laptop or Chromebook. I know I've got a lot more tablet and phone videos that I'm working on, so if you're interested in that, you'll definitely wanna keep an eye out for those upcoming videos.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.